Hello dear students, welcome into the first lecture on solvent extraction. Myself Mr. M.S. Bhale. I am working as an assistant professor at Gokhale Education Society's Arts, Commerce and Science College Jawhar, Palghar. So in previous lectures we have completed two chapters from the unit number 4, that is high performance liquid chromatography and high performance thin layer chromatography. There is a last chapter will be remaining into this fourth unit, that is solvent extraction. So in this lecture we are going to learn the basic terms of the solvent extraction. So what is mean by the solvent extraction? Solvent extraction, also known as liquid-liquid extraction. It is a method to separate compounds based on their relative solubilities in two different immiscible liquids, usually water and organic solvent. So, all of you know what is the solvent extraction. You have already learned some part or some basic part of the solvent extraction in SYBSC class also. So in this year we are going to learn some extra part from that solvent extraction. See, in this case, this is the conical flask, or you can say Erlenmeyer flask. In this Erlenmeyer flask or conical flask, this is the liquid. In this liquid, the solute particles are there. See, red circle, that is the different solute, square blue colored square, and green color triangle. Suppose three different types of solutes present into this liquid. See, this is first conical flask. When we separate, suppose circular red color sample component from this mixture of the solute component. See, this is the separated red colored sample component, but in this another conical flask, rest of the blue colored square and red colored triangle, that the sample component will be remain as it is, or you can say rest of this into this conical flask. That means separation will be takes place of the particular sample component from the mixture with the help of separating funnel. Hope you understood of this. The separating funnel we have already seen in practical of the SYBSC. By using that separating funnel, we can separate this sample component from the mixture of the solute component. Okay, so now we will see actually what will be that separating funnel, how the layers will be there, or how to separate that one from the liquid phase system. See, this is the figure. See this one. This is the separating or separatory funnel. Okay. This is the tap, separating tap. In this separating funnel, we have taken, this is the blue colored water layer, and this one will be the dichloromethane. See, there these are the two immiscible liquid. Dichloromethane, it is the organic solvent. So when we mix dichloromethane into the water, it it does not immiscible, sorry, it is not miscible with each other. That means simply both are the immiscible. So but in this case, density of this water and dichloromethane, the dichloromethane having higher density as compared to the water. So in this case, when we add from the top into this sample component, mixture of the sample component from the top into this both the liquids, that sample component will get distribute in between both the phases, but in definite ratio. We can't say how much will be soluble or how much will be miscible into this both the layers. Okay, that sample component will get distribute definite ratio into this. When that distributed sample component going into this dichloromethane layer, when we mix and keep it stand, then when we take out this lower layer, that is organic layer, from this separating funnel with the through this separating tap, then we can separate out that separated sample component from the water into the organic phase. So this is the diagram of the separatory funnel. Now we will see again in detail. See this one. This is the separatory funnel. This will be the flask, or okay, say beaker. Okay. So in this case, the separating funnel consists of this one, the actually lower layer density liquid. We don't know exactly what will be that, either organic or water. So this one will be the lower density liquid and this one will be the higher density liquid. When we remove this tap, or you can say on this tap, the lower layer density sorry, higher density liquid will be going through this funnel tap into this flask, Erlenmeyer flask. In this way we can separate out the sample component from the separatory funnel. See, I again repeat, into separatory funnel we are taking two immiscible system, or can say two immiscible liquids. One will be the usually aqueous, that is water, and another will be the organic solvent. So in these two liquid, when we add mixture of the sample component, that sample component will get solubilized, or you can say distribute itself, but in definite ratio, that distributed sample component into the organic phase, that we are going to separate from the separatory funnel into the flask, and when we evaporate that organic solvent, we will get that separated sample or solute component. So this is actually basic principle of the solvent extraction. Okay, so the solvent extraction is a technique in which a solution, usually aqueous, just I told, is brought in contact with second solvent, usually organic, immiscible, with the first in order to bring about a transfer of solute into the second solvent. That means we are taking two phase system. Into that, first one will be the aqueous phase and second will be the organic phase. When we add the solute component into the both the phases, at that time, first the solute component will get soluble, or can say distribute into the aqueous phase. Then some amount of that solute will get distribute into the organic phase, and from the second we can separate out with the help of separatory funnel. The distribution of a solute between two immiscible solvent is governed by the distribution law. Now we are going to see what will be that distribution law. The Nernst distribution law. According to Nernst distribution law, if to a two-phase system consisting of two immiscible liquids, a solute which is soluble in both is added, then solute distribute itself in both the phases in a definite ratio at a given temperature. See, just I told you, this law also told us the sample component or solute component distribute itself in both the phases in a definite ratio that we are going to separate out. Mathematically, of this Nernst distribution law, capital K is equal to CO upon CW. See, here capital C stands for concentration and subscript O and subscript W, which is the phase actually. So where in this case CO, that is capital C, and small o, that is concentration of solute in organic phase. That means whatever solute we have added into the both the phase, that solute will get distribute itself in both the phases. Then the concentration of that solute in organic phase, that will be denoted by CO, and CW, concentration of solute in aqueous phase, that solute concentration in aqueous phase, that will be the capital C small w, and the K will be partition coefficient or distribution coefficient. So this is about the Nernst distribution law. This law tells about the basic principle of the solvent extraction that we have seen theoretically as well as mathematically. Now we will see the another term, that is partition coefficient. Partition coefficient, it is the ratio. See, it is the ratio of species molar concentration in two immiscible solvent. What will be the definition? It is the ratio of the species, that means the species in aqueous phase as well as in organic phase, that will be the in molar concentration in two immiscible solvents, that will be the partition coefficient. Now distribution ratio. The ratio of analytical molar concentration of all the species of the solute in the two immiscible solvents. This is the definition of the distribution ratio. The ratio of analytical molar concentration of all the species of the solute in the two immiscible solvents. Analytical molar concentration of the both the species into immiscible solvent. It is denoted by capital D. See, distribution denoted by capital D. Mathematically, capital D is equal to concentration of the CO upon CW. See that square bracket, that will be the analytical molar concentration. So again, capital D is equal to analytical molar concentration of the CO, that means concentration of the solute in organic phase in all its forms, and the concentration of the solute in aqueous phase in its all forms, where in this case analytical concentration of CW is equal to concentration of solute in all its forms in aqueous phase. and CO, analytical molar concentration. CO is equal to concentration of solute in all its forms, organic phase. So these are the terminology that we have seen in this lecture. So here the basic terms regarding the solvent extraction that we have seen. In next lecture we are going to learn the factors affecting on solvent extraction. Thank you.